Okay, let's be honest. Do you know that the current education system, our education curriculum, is actually affecting the way we actually exhibit our critical thinking abilities? All right, so I'm currently working on a book. I'm writing a book on the inflexibility paradox, which I'll be publishing very soon. And one thing that happened, let me just tell you a little scenario that happened with me, right? So while I was writing the book, I started with a white paper, and under the white paper, you have to do like a literature review. After you've done some work, you send it to people in the academia, your colleagues, to go through it and get what they think. All right, so I sent it to a lot of circles, and within the African circle, let's say within our borders, most people I sent to, the first thing they asked me was not even about the core idea of the white paper. The first thing most of them will ask is, what are your references? And mind you, I deliberately did not include a reference page because most of the existing literature on African development that I came across were mostly Western writers. You understand? Because our education system, you understand, it's not tailored towards African independence. I don't know if you understand. All right, so please, in the comment section, if you are a social science student or a political science student, to be precise, within the confines of your classroom, within the confines of your lecture hall, tell me if you've had any course, precisely African development or African economy, where you discussed about probably Frantz Fanon, let's say Amilcar Cabral, Julius Nyerere, let's say even Samir Amin of Egypt, even though we try to create a distinction between Saharan Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. I think in my second year of my undergraduate, when I studied a course on African politics, there is a distinction. We focus more on the Sub-Saharan Africa, that's the West, the South, and the Central. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So how many of you have heard these names? You have discussed deeply, even had a dedicated course that discussed these African thinkers, because these people that I just listed, they are African contemporary thinkers, you understand? And they like someone like Julius Nyerere even came up with the Ujamaa. It's something called the Ujamaa, and it's like a local policy that has to do with how you include African values, village, and whatever. It's kind of a long story, but it has to do with African values, you understand? And someone like Kwame Nkrumah, who is one of the fathers of Pan-Africanism, the president from Ghana, like, there is no actual dedicated courses that discuss these people. So the references most of these people were asking, okay, mind you, when I sent it to my colleagues or other peer groups outside Africa, most of them just went direct to the core idea of the white people, you understand? Because they were actually interested in the new perspective they are currently seeing, because old perspectives did not take the angle my inflexibility paradox took. So they were actually surprised. Okay, so this angle kind of exists. Nobody actually cared about references, but the people here, they're interested in reference, because the way we are taught is, if you don't reference these Western thinkers, it's like, no, you are not qualified to think independently. Like, that's how our education system is made to work. Routine memorization, critical thinking, zero. It's all about memorizing what you have learned before, then you implement it into your life. If you bring out anything new, it's alien to us, if it's like diverting from the old way that we're used to, it's not like readily accepted here. You understand? So those are the problems I encountered, and I think if our education system will have like will reshape our education system to give creative thinking, critical thinking more importance, then I think our mindset will begin to shift, because everything starts from schools. Everything starts from schools, starts from education. The education we get